Texas congressman wants to protect Americans by limiting how federal agencies can use data created by Flock. This is Friday, July 17th, 2026.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State, the Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Thanks for starting the end of your week with the Texas Minute. The Texas-based company building sea drones for the U.S. Navy is now constructing a shipyard at the Port of Brownsville. More on that story coming up. U.S. Representative Keith Self has unveiled legislation that would require federal law enforcement agents to obtain official warrants before accessing or querying data collected by state and local systems, including automated license plate readers. Known as the Protecting Rights in Video and Equipment Acquired Discovery, or the Privacy Act, Self's legislation would close a loophole that allows government officials to access surveillance databases collected by companies like Flock without a search warrant. Critics of ALPRs have noted that because Flock does not require a warrant for government agencies to access data, there could be a rise in potential misuse of official resources and violations of citizens' Fourth Amendment rights. Reportedly, more than 120,000 ALPR cameras have been installed in 49 states. Self's office asserts that these devices track American citizens more than 1 billion times per day. Among other things, the Privacy Act would create a list of intrusive technologies and require law enforcement agencies to obtain a warrant before accessing them. It would also limit possession of the data to 30 days unless it constitutes evidence in a prosecution and prohibit the use of federal money to fund, purchase, or install any of the listed technologies. A congressional resolution has been authored by Republican U.S. Representative Jody Arrington of Lubbock that would recognize states' constitutional right to defend themselves against illegal immigration when the federal government fails to do so. Attorney General Ken Paxton has endorsed the measure. If passed, the resolution is intended to ensure border states are better positioned to defend their people and territory, regardless of the policies adopted by future presidential administrations. In particular, the measure would bolster states' legal defense of border enforcement measures, such as a new Texas law making it a crime to enter the state illegally. Arrington's resolution was sent to the House Judiciary Committee in January, where it is still awaiting a hearing. Austin-based defense technology company Saronic, known for building autonomous watercraft, announced their plans yesterday to invest more than $3.2 billion in a new shipyard at the Port of Brownsville. The project is known as Port Alpha and is expected to create 10,000 jobs. The shipyard's initial phase will occupy more than 800 acres, with the potential to expand to more than 4,000. Port Alpha will be designed for advanced manufacturing, software-based production, and autonomous vessels. Saronic CEO said the project is a response to the decline of American shipbuilding and the increasing maritime capabilities of China. Earlier this week, 3 Saronic-built Corsair unmanned vessels struck an Iranian submarine and ship maintenance facility. The mission marked the first time American forces employed sea drones in combat operations. Last month, the Saronic Corsair was used to rescue 2 U.S. soldiers stranded near the Strait of Hormuz after their Apache helicopter went down during a patrol operation. The Texas Minute will be right back.
Hey folks, Chris Salcedo here. I've got something special for you, the Salcedo Storm podcast. As your friendly, liberty-loving Latino, I bring you a mix of engaging discussions to help us fight for our state and our conservative values. It's the perfect way to stay informed and engaged in what's happening around you. So, what are you waiting for? Don't miss out on the storm of information and entertainment coming your way. The Salcedo Storm podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts.
The state of Texas will receive more than $1.2 million as part of a settlement Attorney General Ken Paxton has reached with the genetic testing company 23andMe over a 2023 data breach. That breach exposed data which in some instances included genetic ancestry information of 6.9 million of the company's customers. Portions of that personal data were later listed for sale on the dark web. After filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy earlier this year, 23andMe sought to include in the sale of its holdings the genetic, health, and other personal information of its customers, including Texans. Paxton joined 26 other states and the District of Columbia in a lawsuit arguing that the company had no right to sell that data without the customer's informed consent. The settlement announced yesterday includes privacy and cybersecurity protections, as well as the creation of an independent advisory board and the enforcement of compliance with state data privacy laws. Besides the $1.2 million going to the state, 23andMe has also agreed to a class action settlement of more than $46 million in relief for consumers who submitted claims earlier this year. You can keep up with all the news impacting the Lone Star State by visiting TexasScorecard.com. If you enjoy the Texas Minute, please give us a rating, leave a review, and most importantly, share it with your friends and family. Today's edition was based on the original reporting of Grant Hawk, Mary Berg, Brandon Walton, and Addie Hovland. Our producer is the great Nick Shepard. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Now, go close out the week strong.